Richard lived in a town with his wife, Elizabeth, and two kids, James and Laura. They were naughty but good in school. Richard was a businessman. His cousin Anthony lived in a village. He barely earned enough to feed his family. Richard loved him and visited him often whenever he could. One afternoon, Anthony arrived with his son, Andrew. Richard's face lit up.
Anthony, come in.
Elizabeth smiled warmly.
I will bring tea.
And left. Soon she returned with tea and snacks. Richard turned to his children.
James. Laura. This is your cousin, Andrew.
James smiled.
Hi, Andrew.
Laura gave a warm smile. Anthony took a deep breath.
Brother, I can't afford Andrew's schooling. Please keep him here and get him admitted to a school.
Richard placed a hand on Anthony's shoulder.
Of course. You will study with James and Laura.
Elizabeth nodded.
I will take care of him like my own child.
Anthony stood up.
I should leave now.
Andrew clung to him.
Dad. How can I stay here without you and Mom?
Anthony gently patted his head.
Your uncle and aunt will care for you. Your cousins are here too. You won't be alone.
With a heavy heart, he left. Andrew's eyes filled with tears. Richard knelt beside Andrew.
Don't be sad, son. This is your home. And we're your family.
Elizabeth went to the kitchen and served lunch with the maids. James and Laura ran in.
Mom, we are so hungry.
Elizabeth smiled.
Go call your dad and Andrew.
James quickly ran while Laura sat at the table. Soon, everyone joined and started eating. Andrew took out some rice and started eating slowly, taking small bites. Elizabeth looked at him.
Andrew, did you like the food?
He hesitated.
I liked it.
Richard asked.
What's your favorite subject?
Andrew hesitated. James smirked.
Can't you speak?
Laura giggled.
Maybe he has trouble speaking.
Elizabeth stared at them. Richard spoke gently.
I know he will do well in school.
Andrew lowered his eyes and continued eating quietly. After lunch, Andrew sat quietly in the lounge. James and Laura got busy with their homework. Elizabeth sat beside Andrew and patted his head.
You will go to school with them soon.
Andrew smiled shyly. Elizabeth picked up James's pencil box.
Do you like one with cars?
Then she held up Laura's.
Or one with shiny stars?
Andrew glanced at both, then pointed at the one with stars. Elizabeth smiled.
We will get you one just like it.
After dinner, Elizabeth smiled.
Which milkshake do you all want? Strawberry.
James and Laura said together. Elizabeth looked at Andrew.
And you?
Andrew hesitated.
Aunt, I want a banana milkshake.
Elizabeth nodded.
All right.
Then she turned to James and Laura.
Take Andrew to your room. He will stay with you both.
Laura's eyes widened.
What?
James frowned.
Mom, you know our room is too small.
Elizabeth spoke gently.
I will arrange another room soon. But for now, he will stay with you.
James sighed.
Okay.
Laura sighed but nodded. They went to their room. After some time, Elizabeth brought their milkshakes. Soon, they lay down to sleep. Andrew started school with James and Laura. During recess, Laura saw him and walked over with her friend, Diana.
How is your first day?
Andrew smiled.
Good.
Diana asked.
Who is he?
Laura said.
Our cousin. Andrew. His father is poor. So my dad is paying for his school. He lives with us now.
Diana nodded. Andrew's eyes filled with tears. He quickly wiped them and walked away in silence. One Sunday afternoon, James was swimming while Laura sat by the pool. Andrew came over. Laura asked.
Do you know how to swim?
Andrew shook his head. James climbed out.
I can teach you. Come in.
Andrew hesitated.
No. I don't want to.
Laura laughed.
Are you scared?
Andrew frowned.
No.
James smirked.
Then prove it.
Andrew's face turned red. He took a deep breath and jumped in. James started teaching him. But suddenly, Andrew began drowning. Laura gasped.
Oh no!
James panicked.
Laura! Call Dad!
Their gardener heard all this and came running. Laura ran inside. Soon, Richard and Elizabeth came running. Richard jumped in and pulled Andrew out. He pressed on his chest, helping him breathe. After some moments, Andrew opened his eyes. Richard asked.
Are you okay?
Andrew weakly said.
I'm fine. Uncle.
Richard turned to James and Laura.
You forced him to swim. I was proud of you both. But now I'm disappointed.
James and Laura lowered their heads. Richard carried Andrew inside. Elizabeth sighed and went after them. At dinner, Richard stayed silent. James and Laura exchanged glances and looked down. After dinner, Richard left. Elizabeth started to clean the kitchen. Andrew also went to his room. James and Laura sat there, ashamed. James and Laura went to Richard's room. He was reading. They sat on the bed. James hesitated.
Dad. We're sorry.
Laura added.
We promise we won't do it again.
Richard set his book aside.
You both must take care of him. He is your brother.
James nodded. But Laura frowned.
I won't.
Richard looked surprised.
What?
James stared at her. Laura crossed her arms.
He is older than me. He should take care of me.
Richard and James burst into laughter. Laura smiled then laughed. Richard pulled them into a hug.